Good evening everyone, welcome to Apex Racing TV and a special event from the Skip Barber 2K Cup. This is Draft Fest Elimination 2014. We have a few seconds until the green flag is going to drop. I can hear the revs building already, and they are away. So off into turn 1 at Watkins Glen Cup. As we get through these first couple laps, we'll really have a quick run through exactly what this special event is going to be, but we'll watch the leaders come into turn 1. Looks like the first half dozen cars get through pretty cleanly, and yeah, it looks like a good clean start from the field as they go through turn 1.
Yeah, obviously everything at the moment is all about the guys at the rear of the field, reverse grid order here today, so those guys at the back should be the fastest. They're all trying to fight through. Remember, the person who is last as they cross the start-finish line on the next lap gets instantly disqualified. So at the moment that looks like it's Dominic Brennan just holding up the rear here, so it's important for him to get up. Let's just keep an eye on him for the rest of this lap.
Yeah, and I think Mancusi is the car that's just been relegated to that spot now as they head into their fast carousel. They're going to end up 3 wide in desperation pretty soon as they come through the lap, and there's a little bit of contact between the 3 or 4 cars there at the back. And now that's relegated Dominic Brennan back to that last position again. But it's going to be very, very close coming out that final quarter. I think Alex just takes a run.
Yeah, exactly that. Like you say, just a little run, and someone's going to get ad just as they cross the line. So,
and looks like that Dominic Brennan has got a chance of coming up alongside. Is that going to be Duncan Coppedge just ahead? Oh, big crash at the final corner. That's a shame for the end of the first lap of eliminations there. So yeah, we've got a big accident there in the final corner, and so that is going to have Alan Piercy, I think, as the car that's going to be eliminated, but we'll see exactly how that turns out. So yeah, bit of interest in that first lap. Looked like it was going to be pretty clean until the final corner there.
Yeah, obviously the desperation creeping in. The bad thing is for that, there's a few drivers obviously that are going to be out, but there's quite a big gap. You've got like Karthik Pai, and I think he's pretty much
yeah, he's got a severely damaged car.
Be done for, and then Dominic Brennan ahead 4 seconds. He's never going to be able to close that gap up. Michele Mancusi's 1 second back as well. It's going to be a struggle for him, but he has got about 3 laps to do this in. So let's see how that goes.
And if we do get big breaks in the field, then we may get a full course caution to close the field back up and just hold everything with no eliminations for a lap until the grid closes back up, and then they will all be released again. So we shall see how that plays out as we go through the. I think we're expecting a good sort of 45-minute race or so to get through these numbers of cars.
Yeah, I mean, just what a great shot that I'm looking at right now. Everybody just streaming through the final corner. So many little skippies out there have absolutely packed this track full. So what a great shot that is coming down the main straight now. Right, so just waiting for drivers to run through. It looks like, I guess the administrators are actually removing them from the session. So I think... yeah, Riku's gone. We've got Phil Kirby now sat down in last place. He's got some 30 seconds back, so he's gonna be retiring this lap, I should think. Let's just see what happens here. Does he come into the pits, or does he or does the officials just remove him from some of the server?
But then equally, there is a car in pit lane from the damage from the previous instance, so he may get an extra lap. So yeah, Alan Piercy, who I think was one of the cars involved in that accident there, has gone from the session as well, so perhaps Phil Kirby has got 1 more lap of pootling around, and I think now Karthik Pai has gone as well with his severely damaged car. I'm not seeing him on track anymore.
Some crazy battles going off up in this mid-pack Lee at the moment. That's the thing, we know how much draft you can get from these little skippies on the 2K Cup, and just oh, there's a little bit of contact. Marco Morgan there off wide. He's going to be pushed way back. 3 other cars off the track as well. They're trying to recover now, but that's not what they need. That's going to put them way back, and you have to think it's going to cut their race a lot short. And loads of cars coming into pit
for
lane.
Lots and lots of cars, loads and loads of cars with damage. So we've got half a dozen cars in pit lane at least. So it's going to take a while, maybe Thistle, to just shake out a little bit at the beginning of this race and really see how the tactics and the little bit of incidents we're having early on plays out. But that field now has spread out a little bit. We've got the leaders coming onto the main straight now, with Matt Koerner being in the lead position at the moment, and then the pack is stringing all the way back down to the S's still as the leaders head into the carousel. So we've got the whole length of the front straight between the main field.
Just want to pick up actually on Dominic Brennan. We've talked about him being at the back. He's currently sat in 25th, well 26th place now actually, but he's shot up through the pack, so good pace for Dominic out there, and looks like he's not going to be giving up a place on this track anytime soon.
And so Phil Kirby now has been disqualified from the session, so I think he's the first car that's actually been officially removed as per the regulations by the admin team. And who's that going to leave us as the next car up? Well, again, it's takes a little bit of sourcing out maybe with the various pit stops that people have made, but one of the cars I'm seeing severely out of position is Sebastian Job. So it looks like Sebastian got involved in one of the incidents back there. He's in a little pairing at the moment with Bill Fraser, all on their own, and they're showing in 33rd and 34th positions. So I think Sebastian is going to have quite a job to catch for Pack in front, but again, it may take some time to settle things out, because I think there may be some cars running with damage still, maybe a little bit off the pace.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with Seb, but he's 7. Actually, no, it's just updated. It's showing us like 20 seconds. No, 7 seconds. There we go. As they pass the pit stalls there. But yeah, 7 seconds back from the rest of this pack. So it's going to be very tricky for him to last any kind of substantial time in this race. They're all battling still up the front. Too wide in some places. Tom Ward in second place.
Alright, man, caution is out.
Oh, we've got a caution. So
this is what I was wondering what was going to happen. So yeah, the whole field has really been spread out, over a good chunk of the racetrack. So so good. This allows everyone to close back in, and the draft fest to recommence again in presumably a lap or two once we've seen that field close right up. So yeah, we've had 2 cars officially removed from the session so far. So yeah, Phil Kirby is the first car to be disqualified, and John Eric then was just removed a moment ago. It'll be interesting to see once the pack closes up and we can see exactly where we are and who is going to be in that drop spot for the next racing lap. Any laps under caution, of course, nobody gets eliminated. It'll only be on a fast lap.
I think we've got some chatter coming through on the radio, so I'm just quickly going to bring up the screen just to get rid of that. Sorry guys, not always professional. Voice chat, there we go. Sorry about that.
And so, yeah, just to have an idea as to who, which cars are looking pretty strong at the moment in, say, the top 10 or so. Oh, I see an instant under the safety car, Alex, on the back straight, as on the main straight. Sorry, I was just talking. We've got a car
Crome
in the wall. So,
and it's caused all sorts of other stuff. Guys, just not looking what is going on ahead of them. Clearly, us road racers, we're just not used to having cautions. Don't know how to check up.
Yeah, and maybe it's perhaps a couple of people just a bit unsure as to regulations and exactly what was happening, maybe. But yeah, I didn't quite see how that incident developed. But yeah, very unfortunate for the cars that.
Let's see if we can get a little replay of that back. Unfortunately, Christopher just got absolutely rear-ended. He's checking up, and all the other drivers are still going out there flat out. So yeah, no wonder why there's absolute carnage there. So the guys. Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't moan, but
no, well,
there's a big fat yellow flag in their top left-hand corner. They set the pace cars out there, and it tells them what they need to do, and they're out there still, checking around that flat out.
Yeah, and you get the message come from the race control on top of your screen as well. So, yeah, no excuses there for people who just were completely asleep and thinking they're on a race lap still. So what I was about to do out of curiosity is just have a quick run through the top 10, look at those cars who are in the strongest positions for now. So we've got currently Tom Ward in P1, with Matt Koerner then in P2, Joey Miller in P3, with William Surratt in P4, Martin Peck in P5, Matt Hannagan, who started quite far back on the grid, I think, unless reverse grid, so maybe not quite so much. So P6 for Matt Hannagan, Barrett Brummett then in P7, Frederic Evers in P8, and Joshua Jablonski in P9. So it looks like Friction Racing have got a good set of cars out there. They've got 3 cars in the top 10, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I have to say, I'm surprised to see Tom Ward up there. I sense there might have been a bit of sandbagging from him there in qualifying, because damn, he's faster than that.
I think, I didn't actually get to see how many cars did enter in qualifying in total, but I know there were multiple sessions open, so it was difficult for people as to how close to the edge were they going to take it. So I'm not sure how much people could sandbag. I know there was a couple of notes on the forums of perhaps cars we thought who potentially could be in for a win here, who perhaps missed out trying to play it a little bit too tactical.
Yeah, that's the thing. What do you do? I mean, qualifying is so difficult. Do you want to be in the mid-pack? Do you want to try and be towards the front? Or, because I guess there's people can be eliminated from qualifying as well. Actually, just while we're under caution, let's see if we can bring Philippe up. Philippe, are you able to have a quick chat with us while we're under a quick caution?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we just wanted just to clear up a couple of things, because obviously we were talking about drivers potentially sandbagging in qualifying and things like that to give themselves a better qualifying position. Now, if you could just clear up, how exactly did qualifying work? Were drivers eliminated out of qualifying as well?
Yeah, we had like about 55 people who qualified, and only the 40 quickest made it to the grid.
Really, qualifying was very, very tactical for these drivers as well. They could try and slow themselves down a little bit, but they had to make sure they got on the grid.
Yeah, that was a dilemma. So, yeah, I think the quickest guys made it.
Green flag.
Okay, great. Thank you, Philippe. So I see that pace car is in, so the guys are racing again. Green flag as we head into turn 1. You'd think the lead cars are going to be making things pretty safe. You'd think you can't imagine any dramas there, but I'm going to look much further back in the field, and I see in the cars 3-4 wide into turn 1. We got contact again in the middle of turn 1. I think Petri Kotavara may be getting involved there, but no big damage from the looks of it. But now Michele Mancusi, I think, gets tangled a little bit with Kotavara as well, but they both get away with it, interlocking wheels as they head towards the fast S's.
Sorry about that, but it's very tardy with the camera work today, so not the best, not my best work there, as we were still watching a replay. The guys come around, but we're back live now with the action, just catching up with Michele Mancusi here.
So it looks like first car that's going to get eliminated from this run is going to be Kevin Henderson. So he is way off the pack, presumably having got involved with an incident at some point. And so he is going to be relegated from 33rd position. And we've got a couple of cars off the back, and then Karthik Pai has lost touch with the field as well. And Christopher Crome is just about hanging in there. So maybe we've got 2 cars dropping back, and then it's going to be back to the real chaos again of everyone squabbling to get out of those back positions.
Oh, we've got someone going off just a little bit wide there. Is that? I think that was, Barrett Brummett there. Just running a little bit wide through the penultimate corner. Very easily done. Right, yeah, so Karthik Pai showing as 1 lap down. I'm guessing he will be removed from the server this time by. Just have to wait for Philippe to do just that. I'm sure Philippe would love to be in the actual cockpit this week, but just be it how the series works, he's have to give up his time to do this, so it's great to see him doing that. Another well-organised event from him.
And so right on cue, as Alex had told us, Karthik Pai now has been removed from the session, so he was the next car that was dropped. I'm seeing the cars 3 wide, Alex, as they head towards the carousel. Michele Mancusi right in amongst there as well. This is right in the mid-pack, so they're safe for a few laps, you'd think. But everyone looks like they're desperate to move up more to those top 10 positions. We've got a slight split in the field as well. We've got
there's a big crash. Yeah, something going on at carousel. Slow cars on the inside, everybody having to funnel around the outside. We've got more spinners coming back on the track. This is huge. Sebastian, I can see his car spinning around in there. Many involved in that massive crash.
Oh.
Let's just, I'll tell you what, let's jump on
replay
board with our teammate and just see exactly what happened there.
It might be worth, if we can, jumping it to that very first instance as well. I suspect we're going to get a safety car again, as we've got lots and lots of cars that are going to get separated from the field, and we'll see how that turns out.
Okay, so hopefully it'll give us a little idea of who it was on the inside that was caught, or maybe you could see if you could pick that up, Lee, and I'll jump to them as well. But yeah, it's just the guys went wide, and oh wow, you just got nowhere to go there. Everybody involved in that. There's no way through. Everybody involved got huge damage there.
I think the very first car that got caught up was Matt Hannagan. He got tangled halfway through the carousel, and although then there was a further incident after that, I think that was a chain reaction still. So yeah, it looked like Matt Hannagan from 6th position was
after that, I would think. Yeah, it will be. Roll it back a bit more. No, somehow I've changed to Bart Hoogmoed. I was on Matt. There we go. So yeah, well Matt's on his own at the minute, going down the back straight. Just having a look at this now, but he has got 3 cars.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
Yeah, so caution flag has now been thrown as expected.
Yeah. The caution's not actually to, Matt Hannagan here up the inside having a look. There was 3 wide and he stuck his nose in up the inside there and just got it chopped off. Found himself in the wall, and it's somebody who goes wide to avoid them. Not sure who that is, but they just lose it and then of course come back on in the track, and that is when all hell breaks loose behind them. Right, let's jump back to the action, and with Tom Ward, who's still leading the way.
Yeah, I'm just having a quick look at the rules as to whether these guys are getting a fast tow as they have done in the main series as normal. I'm not seeing it at a glance, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe there is one fast tow available. But yeah, big damage for a lot of cars there. So we are on lap 11 of this, we're expecting to be getting on for an hour length race. It will just be the race is going to keep going until we get 2 cars left, and then that would be the last lap with just 2 cars remaining. So depending on how many cautions we get, yeah, it really is going to affect how many laps we're going to end up running. So yeah, Ryan Devlin is the last car to be removed from the session. He was showing in 32nd position, so we're heading towards 10 cars that have been removed now. Almost 40 came into the session, so almost 10 removed. Looks like everybody did manage to check up okay as they caught the safety car that time. I didn't spot anything particularly untoward. I would imagine we're going to maybe have one more lap of the safety car before we go live again. Yeah, and indeed, safety cars continuing on for one more lap. So yeah, I think by the time this lap is complete, we will be green flag racing again. So this is a very interesting concept of an event this week. Alex, makes it an interesting way to decide how to commentate on it as well.
Yeah, I'm at a bit of a loss actually at the moment, trying to figure it all out. So, but yeah, no, it's going to be. I think it's going to be pretty good. Come the end, I think we're going to see somebody win this. So I think we probably weren't expecting to win it for sure. I can see it being very difficult for the guys further back who got put to the back to try and get their way up there, because obviously they get caught up in all this that goes on as well. I mean, you know, we touched on obviously Seb getting caught up there as well. There's a few other drivers as well that are particularly quick, and it's just very difficult for them to make progress when all this battling's going on ahead of them. So
yeah, we've got a few cars who have now come out of pit lane as well to try and rejoin the field. So we've got Mario Schmitz, who's just caught up with the back of a group now. We've got Christopher Crome, we got Hicham Kadiri, and yeah, those 3 cars have completed their repairs, it seems, and have rejoined. Mogren is the last car to be removed from the session. So yeah, everyone now is back with the main field. Safety car will be in this lap. His lights have gone out. The guys are coming onto the back straight as we speak. So 2 more corners and then safety car will be in. We've still got Tom Ward leading in that first position from his teammate now, Frederic Evers, in second. So he's moved up a few positions. Joshua Jablonski then is in third with Matt Koerner in fourth. Chris Simpson is in fifth, regular from the standard 2K Cup series. Martin Peck is in 6th with Joey Miller in 7th. Petteri Kotavara, he's moved up a good few positions. He's in 8th. He was down in 20s or 30s at least when I last looked. Barrett Brummett is in 9th. And top 10 position is Mike McCormick as they come through the final corner. Safety car peeling off. Tom Ward gets on the gas and starts heading over the start-finish line.
Green flag, green flag.
And so we are green flag racing again for the Draft Fest Eliminator from the Skip Barber 2K Cup at Watkins Glen Cup configuration. Pretty much an oval for these road guys. Hence the drafting ability. The 2 friction racing guys get cleanly through turn 1. So our attention switches straight to the back of the field, and currently in the drop zone is Hicham Kadiri. He has got the opportunity to draft onto the back of Christopher Crome, who we saw getting involved in the first safety car incident at the beginning, getting rear-ended. I think we saw. Let's see if Hitcham's able to get a run. So heading down towards the carousel now. Of course, it's difficult to get much of a draft when the car in front of you has got a draft himself, but Hicham has managed to close a little bit, but certainly not enough to close to make a move into the carousel. But up ahead, the little group are getting themselves in all sorts of incidents again, Alex. So we've got one lap, a green flag racing, and they can't manage to get themselves through the carousel. So we had 2 separate incidents there through the carousel, and that's going to allow Hicham and a couple of other cars to survive for a few more laps, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether they're going to throw a caution for that one. Not so many cars involved, but for the most part, the pack seems to be still.
Yeah, I think they'll carry on.
So
yeah, green flag we can expect. I think we've got Christian Aranha, who is going to be the next car out, and Thomas Torp then is almost in contact with the rest of the field. We've got a car coming into pit lane as well, which is Antoine Drouin.
Having a few technical issues with the overlay today as well, so yeah, typical Apex Racing TV gremlins. So apologies for all of those, but I think we're getting them ironed out as we go. Yeah, that's a shame for Christian in this time. Back up the front though, we've got Joshua, Tom, and Frederic all battling out. So friction racing looking very, very strong here.
And Tom Ward's trying to defend from Joshua Jablonski as they head into the carousel. Christian Aranha gets disqualified as expected. Those leaders are very, very close together. You'd think they might be playing it really, really safe this early in the race, but they really were racing wheel to wheel there through the carousel, and I'm hearing damage and contact again through the carousel further back in the pack.
Yeah, let's have a look, see if we lost anyone. No, everybody seems to have got through okay, but maybe just a little bit of shoulder barging going on somewhere.
And so Jablonski has taken over the lead for the moment. The 2 friction racing cars tucked up in his slipstream. Looks like Tom Ward wants to get straight back past. But as it's interesting the tactics that these guys are playing. You know, you've got some drivers who are being pretty aggressive, it seems, which you really think wouldn't be the way to go. And other people. Oh,
Jablonski's going to lose. Oh, just about held onto it. Friction racing cars split
Oof.
Either way, and it's Frederic Evers that ends out leading the 2 cars.
Oh, and again, just there's no space between Tom Ward and Jablonski again. They look like they touch wheels as they're going through the S's. Just way, way too risky. It looked like Joshua maybe who pinched initially to start with. Yeah, I can't believe the risks that these guys are taking so early in the race.
Yeah, I honestly would have thought that they'd have worked together and tried to build away from the sort of chasing pack that's slowly catching them back up again.
And looks like Tom Ward, or Frederic Evers rather, getting a little bit sideways initially going into the carousel, but straightened up again. Yeah, we've got a couple of little packs developing now, a couple of little groups developing now as the main field goes through the carousel. Who's at the back of the pack now, he says, as he scrolls back down. It looks like
Chris McGowan.
Yeah, Chris McGowan coming out of pit lane, presumably after repair, so he is going to be the next car out. And so coming back to the leaders, Tom Ward's built a little bit of space now to Joshua Jablonski, but Frederic Evers has been caught well and truly now by Petteri Kotovara. So he was down in 8th or 9th position when I went through the standings last time. He's about to move up into 3rd position. So Glacier Racing TV driver, ex-World Championship Series driver as well. We know he's very, very quick. He has done very well to move himself up to the very top of the field so early on.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much of Petteri for a little while, and I know he initially signed up for the 2K Cup as well, but didn't manage to run it. But very, very quick in this little skippy, and he's showing why he was a World Championship driver now, being able to fly through this field.
And just saw Chad Dent on his roof going through the S's, so he got involved with something there, so he's going to be the next car relegated, I would imagine. And I'm seeing Mario Schmitz in 24, 3 wide with cars around him as they headed towards the carousel there, and we've got Mario that's sideways as he enters the carousel, still sideways on the exit as well, and he makes contact then with a unfortunate Dominic Brennan. So hopefully not too much damage for Dominic there. I see a bent front wing, but fingers crossed he carries on by. Yeah, looked like Mario's struggled all the way through that. On the entry he was sideways, and on the exit he was sideways. We've got a slow car. Big accident again, Alex. It's carnage.
Oh, Seb's involved again.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. It was a slow-moving car who was on the edge of the track. He wasn't deliberately getting away, but unfortunately with cars 3-4 wide behind, there was just nowhere for anyone to go.
Just have a quick look at this back, bring it up on replay now, see what went on.
I think we may well see a full caution come up again, because this field is getting strung out a bit again now.
I'm not sure who that was who was wide, but that absolutely caused mayhem. Everybody just tried to scatter to get around them. And,
Alright man, caution is out.
There we go, right on cue, caution has been thrown. And just what the leaders were hoping for, actually. The leaders were 3 wide going down the main straight towards the carousel. So Petteri Kotovara, who's moved himself up into 1st position, he may have to drop back. I think he didn't quite have that before the caution was thrown, actually. So yeah, Tom Ward takes over lean, and then it was Petteri Kotovara and then Matt Koerner, or maybe they're going to swap positions. We'll see how it shapes out as they cross the line. But yeah, they were all pushing very, very hard again, considering they've got a good 30 cars buffer behind him as they were heading to the carousel.
Not entirely sure what's happening with our ticker and overlay today, but it just keeps crashing on us. And
so we are down now to 28 cars, it looks like, currently running. We'll look to see again if anyone else drops out with damage from those various incidents early on, but we're getting on towards halfway through the green flag laps required to get down to these final runners.
So who have we got that's potentially in the pits? We've got Marco, we know that he had major damage. Chad Dent. Deb's just exiting the pits now. Fulham there as well, he was involved in that. Looks like he's got himself repaired as well.
Yeah, Sebastian is a lap down on the field now. He is going to be struggling to progress much further through this session. Let's have a quick run through the top 10 again whilst the pack all closes back up. So yeah, Tom Ward is in 1st position. Petteri Kotovara is in 2nd, with Martin Peck then in 3rd. Matt Koerner is in 4th. Chris Simpson is in 5th. And Frederic Evers had a little bit of a tough lap or two at the end there. He was battling for the lead just a lap or two ago, but now he's down into 6th position, and he is missing his front wing according to my screen. So I think Frederic is going to be struggling a little bit. Joey Millerven in 7th, with Matt Pawelski, sorry Matt, in 8th, with Duncan Coppedge in 9th, and Michele Mancusi, who's moved himself up still through the pack. He's made good steady progress from the very back of the pack at the start, I think pretty much up to the 10th position.
I think you're right about Frederic's front wing. We're just looking at his front suspension right now, and there's no wing there, so yep. Have a quick look at see if the left front is all bent up. No wing whatsoever. So you're right, he's going to struggle just a little bit out there.
I think we're going to have one more lap under caution before the field quite closes all the way back up again, and then we will be running under green flag again. At some point, as we go through the race, I think we've got a reasonable amount of laps left still. Race administration is going to announce like a pause in the race so that everyone can pit under caution to top up their fuel. They're not going to be able to manage all the laps required on their single tank of fuel, we do not think. But I suspect that's a good amount of laps still to go.
Just having a look, there's a lot of guys in the pits now, and you showing us a lap down as well. I don't think Philippe's going to do way throughs as well, so that's going to mean the end for those guys that are. Matt Hannagan as well. He's just coming. Well, no, he's not coming out of pits. So not sure what's happened to Matt. Thomas Torp appears to be he's just coming out of the pits as well, but he's just the final runner on what is the lead lap. Actually, I think Matt Hannagan's having some connection problems. He just keeps flashing back on and off of my timing screen. So not good for Matt. He looked like he was doing okay, even after that little sideways moment in the carousel.
And so I see that the safety car's lights are off as they head down the main straight, so we are indeed expecting him in at the end of this lap. Yeah, it's going to be again this bit of tactics.
Make sure we're live.
Oh, we have got wave rounds. It looks like so. Chad Dent has been waved round the pace car, which is a bit of a shame for Chad, maybe because green flag is going to be flying any second. So that's not really going to work out for himself or for Sebastian Job, who also has been given a wave round. So yeah, perhaps not quite going to work out for those two.
All right, man.
And
Lights are back on the pace car.
that
We're
makes
not
sense.
going
So
green this time.
caution
We are
flag
not
has been
going
thrown
green.
again. They're going to continue around for now. Those couple of back markers do get the opportunity to unlap themselves, so we're going to stay under caution. Oh,
Someone trying to warm their tyres there.
Yeah,
in,
good to see they're alert.
Typical fashion. And
luckily Sebastian was alert to it. So yeah, that's going to give those couple of cars the opportunity to get back on the lead lap. And assuming they are not suffering with damage to really worry about, they should be back in the race pretty soon. So whilst we have this little bit of downtime in the session, let's have a quick run through the rest of the names that we're looking at in the field, because we didn't get a chance to go through the grid at all at the start. We went through the top 10 already. So in 10th position was Michele Mancusi. We're talking about his progress through the field. So then in 11th is Eric Mackey with Barrett Brummett. Then in 12th, 13th is Bart Hoogmoed. 14th is for Fernando Nadez. Joshua Jablonski is down in 15th, so he was battling for the lead just a couple laps ago. So I would guess that he got involved in an incident with Frederic Evers then, because we saw that damage with him. So it looks like Jablonski's come off worst with position, but I'm not seeing damage on his car. Christopher Crome then is in 16th with Dominic Brennan in 17th. Hicham Kadiri in 18th. He's moved up well, considering he was at the very back of a pack towards the beginning of the race. He was one of the cars that could have got relegated and was lucky with caution flag getting thrown. Gwilym Sarret then is in 19th with Thomas Torp in 20th, Mike McCormick in 21st and Antoine Drouin in 22nd. Bill Fraser is in 23rd. Matt Hannagan is almost up to the back of the field. He's running in 24th. We've got Mario Schmitz trying to catch up the field in 25th. And then it's going to be Chad Dent in 26th with Sebastian Job in 27th. So Sebastian Job is going to be the first car up for that elimination spot. He is pretty keen, I think, for Chad there to keep running flat out and make sure they catch up with the field before the race goes green again. I am seeing the safety car with its lights out, and I think Sebastian and Chad, they're only coming through turn 1, so they are not going to get back up to the field unless unless the caution flag gets thrown for an extra lap. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how far they're going to be behind. Showing us 30 seconds now. They're just going down.
Yeah, they just come out the S's now. Yeah, exactly. So they're only just coming onto the main straight, and the field is going through the penultimate corner. So they're not going to be a million miles behind. All it would take would be for another incident in this first opening lap, and they may be very, very lucky and escape. But we shall see. Right, so safety car is about to peel into pit lane. Tom Ward's going to take over lead with Petteri Kotravara then just backing the field up a lot more. So Petteri is staying a long way back from Tom Ward there. And yeah, green flag is flying. Tom Ward goes over the start-finish line to take over the lead again.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Petteri stayed as far back as he did there. So maybe he's hoping he can just pick up enough draft through turn 1 and this straight to defend from these guys, but I would thought he'd be coming under a little bit of pressure. Maybe that he didn't want to. Chad and Seb just rounding the final corner now, so yeah, that's going to be very, very difficult for them. And 13 seconds is the gap, so they couldn't quite close back in.
So looks like Chad will be the next car out. Sebastian managed to get by him on that lap. And he is going to be crossing his fingers well and truly for an instant further along in the pack somewhere.
Oh, we're 3 wide at the front here as well, Lee. It looked like Tom Ward just pulled out of that one for a moment there.
Go on, I'm seeing 6 cars entering carousel now as well, Alex. So 2 packs of 3 wide as they come through the carousel. Wouldn't want to be in the middle there at all. I'm watching them all get through the carousel cleanly this time. Good job for everyone. Not seeing any incidents at all, but it still looks pretty hectic coming to the penultimate corner. That is a massive, massive bunch of cars all heading into the second to last corner now. Everyone enters pretty cleanly. We've got a car on the grass. He needs to coast it back in. Luckily, doesn't get caught up with anyone else.
Someone's spinning as well, but they just managed to save it there in the final corner. A massive sideways moment. I'm not sure who it was, but we just caught it on the edge of our screen there. But yeah, great recovery drive. And 3 wide going into turn 1, just ahead of us as well.
So looks like that Mario Schmitz is maybe running a little bit slow, so he is going to be the next car in the end that gets relegated, I think. So Chad Dent has got 1 more lap to get by, and Sebastian Job has still got 2 laps now, or yeah, almost 2 laps to try and get his way to the back of the field, and he's just 1 corner behind now.
Yeah, 12 seconds though, so can't see it happening. He's going to need some sort of carnage for that to happen. So oh, we're 3 wide again going into carousel.
Yeah, it's that same group. Do they all manage to get through cleanly this time? Again, entry is good. I'm hearing contact, but I'm seeing everyone get through cleanly, and they all get to the exit as well.
Yeah, great driving.
But I would not want to be in the middle of there. And they're almost 4 wide, Alex, as they head to that second to last corner again. A little bit of braking on entry. You got 3 wide as they come through. Car on the grass again. That might have even been the same red car as last time, possibly. And we've got a car rear-ended. So big accident. That's Jablonski getting rear-ended going into the final corner. And big chain reaction for a lot of cars. Still contact as new cars funnel in. So a lot of cars in damage there. We're going to get yellow flags again, I would imagine.
Yeah, I would think caution is going to come out. Who will be disqualified this lap, though? Will anyone be disqualified this lap? This is the question.
If it is, it would be Chad Dent, and I think the fact that the caution has not been thrown, unless Chad Dent is very lucky. So start-finish line, of course, is now. He's actually gone past a couple of cars in the pit lane, so it could well be a car in pit lane that gets disqualified. We shall see what pops on race control. A lap before, it was Mario Schmitz that did get removed as expected.
Huge separation up front. Looks like Petteri's having some issues there as well. Here comes the caution once again.
So yeah, maybe that was a lap of reprieve for everyone. Perhaps nobody's going to get disqualified from that previous racing lap, but yeah, we're getting down to 25 runners now, I think. And I've scrolled to the pace car who's sitting in pit wall waiting for the pack to come by.
We'll keep that off screen just in case. Give guys a little heads up of the weather conditions out there today. So mostly cloudy, 16 kilometers an hour wind there. To say that's going to make drafting quite interesting as well, even larger in some sense. Air temperature 18 degrees, 24 degrees track temperature, so tyres will be a little bit slick, which is why maybe we're seeing a couple of guys just lose it a little bit through like the carousel and say some of the faster corners, and maybe that tailwind also not helping.
I mean, we're really going to be hoping for a better run of green flag laps. Otherwise, this event could go on for a considerable amount of time. So we're getting on for 40 minutes race time now, nearly, and we've still got more than half the field to get through before we really get down to that final crunch time. I guess obviously as we keep removing runners, then the opportunities for green flags laps will increase with with a bit more space around everyone. So this is a very interesting experiment of a session, Alex. Do you, in your several years on the service, can you think of seeing anything with a similar sort of rule to it, do you think?
I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. Yeah, certainly an interesting idea, and you can tell that it changes the mindset of the drivers a little bit. They're not waiting for anything. They want to get past there and then. They will risk the 3 wide moves in an attempt to try and get it done. But yeah, of course we're seeing a lot of cautions because of it. So yeah, it's interesting certainly, and I bet the drivers out there are having a right whale of a time.
Yeah. So this is our safety car period that I mentioned earlier on, where the guys are getting the opportunity to refuel the car to make sure they get through the whole rest of the race. The way we've gone so far with the amount of laps that we're running under caution, it may be tricky for the guys to know exactly how much fuel that they're going to need to put in. So they know obviously how much they've got in their cars now. We don't know that. The leader is continuing by for now, so Tom Ward has continued on. Every single other car behind him has gone into pit lane.
I wonder if Tom didn't clock the fact that it was time to pit. Actually, a few drivers deciding.
Yeah, a couple of cars going on, or one more anyway. Last one comes in very late. Hopefully, doesn't get tangled with anyone.
All right, man. Lights are back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
We're going. We've had the pace car extended for another lap as well. So.
Yeah, so
I guess those drivers that have pitted already for whatever reason and have got a pretty full tank have decided, well, you know what, I don't need to pit. I've already taken fuel, so, why should I? Tom Ward, of course, has been up the front pretty much all the race, so you would have thought he would have needed to. So, but I'm just having a look at some of the other guys that haven't pitted. There's a few actually that are from a little bit further back. Chad Den, of course, we know he pitted last time when he was involved. Well, him and Seb had the drive-through, didn't they? So, or the wave around. So,
yep.
Yeah, it's fair to say that he's probably got a fair amount of fuel on board right now. So, he's perhaps used his head and decided, I'm going to stay out and risk it.
And so, what's very interesting from this is that. That last caution period, the cars that were involved in that incident that started this caution period, actually a lot of them are at the very front of the field. So we've got Tom Ward in P1, we've got Barrett Brummett, who is in P2, was in P7, we've got Matt Hannagan now in 3rd, who we've seen get involved in a couple of incidents at least during the race, and we've got Joshua Jablonski, who was the car who got rear-ended completely. I saw his car 45 degrees pointed at the ground, rear end in the air. He is in 4th position, so that's there's a very interesting quirk of how that's turned out, where the cars involved in that last incident have really ended up at the very front of the field.
Again, I think that's all to do with the fact that most of them have pitted and they had less fuel. We know from the 2K Cup that the pit stop time is so critical.
And I'm trying to get my brain engaged, so I'm thinking as well. So you're on a green flag lap, you're involved in an incident, you pit, so that incident was at the final corner, say, you pit, yellow flag comes out, so everyone else is on caution, you've pitted, you catch up with the back of the field, and then by the time everyone's come round again, they get to pit, everyone pits, you're at the front of the field, after being the one maybe to cause the incident at the very first moment.
Yeah, indeed. So, yeah.
An interesting quirk of the regulations and the way guys are not necessarily intentionally looking to capitalise it. I'm sure nobody started it off on purpose, because you don't quite know how it's going to work out and whether this was going to be a safety car period where people were going to be pitting for fuel, but that's certainly how it's turned out.
So we're down to 26 drivers. We definitely do need some green flag running here to try and get this, get some of these drivers eliminated. We've got an hour and 6 minutes left of the server. Should get that in pretty easy. I mean, the the lap times when we're not under green are pretty quick. So you know, just 20 or 30 minutes, we could have this race over and done with if it weren't green from here on out. But I dare say we're going to see maybe another 2 or 3 more cautions, and yeah, that's certainly spiced up the order. Drivers you thought were out of it with just like 1 or 2 laps, you know, they're finding themselves way back up there. So. You had Hicham sitting there in 5th place, who you mentioned. You know, he was at the back, now in 5th place as well. And I'm sure he was saved by a caution flag. So
it really is a lot of lottery at the minute in these what is still an early stage of the race with this volume of cars, isn't it? Right, it looks like safety car is going to be in this lap. Everyone is back together, having made their pit stops or not, as the individual case may be. It'll be interesting to see if anyone who I think there's 2 cars only who haven't pitted as far as we know at all, which was Tom Ward, and we had 1 other car who continues by. It'll be interesting to see if they regret that later on.
yeah, Barrett Brummett, I think, was the other driver who didn't pit. I'm pretty sure that Matt Hannagan pitted earlier on, Joshua did as well, and Hicham as well. So yeah, those guys up front, I'm sure, are gonna hope for another caution. Not sure they're going to make it on fuel. That's the thing. I think they've really done themselves no favours whatsoever by not jumping in.
So
Here we go again.
Safety car peels in very, very late. I thought he was going to continue on then, and Tom
Green
Ward
flag,
does
green
get
flag.
the green flag. He's over the start-finish line. Frederic Evers is Matt Hannagan, sorry, is defending that 3rd position from Joshua Jablonski. So Joshua tries to go around the outside of turn 1, but breaks a little bit early and makes sure he gets through the corner safely. Gets a much better exit on Matt Hannagan. He's going to look to get by as they come through the S's onto the main straight.
Just having a little bit of a look further back as well. Everybody single file this time, no one too wide at the moment. Oh no, we've got a couple of cars a bit further back, but I dare say that's going to change very, very quickly as we lead on to the back straight. And they're already starting to put their moves in too wide. Here we go. It's going to be interesting this time into Carousel Corner, down to 26 cars. Let's see if we can make it through cleanly.
Yeah, we've got 3 wide entering into the carousel as well, and I'm hearing lots of tyre squeal. No contact that I can hear. We've got a spinner, and
Big
we
one.
have big damage. Yeah.
Looks like Frederic Evers. Single car involved though. So yeah, he's done for.
So
Toes
yeah, we
back to the pits.
knew Frederic was struggling with that front wing damage, and I think perhaps as he was just going slowly through the carousel, he did get collected by another car, and yeah, that spat him straight into the wall. So that's Frederic Evers out of the session. I'm seeing car in 4th place on the grass in the final corner. Let's quickly scroll through and remind ourselves who that was going to be. That was going to be Matt Pawlowski, who was on the inside grass going into the final corner. Did very well to collect it and not to get tangled up with anyone else behind, and now Joshua Jablonski takes that position back. He must have had a little bit of a struggle at the end of the last lap, because actually he dropped back slightly from where he was.
Just looking at the back, I thought obviously the back was getting a bit tasty. Bart Hoogmoed there knew that he perhaps needed to get a little bit of a move done. He wouldn't have been disqualified the last lap because of Frederic Evers going out, but he certainly will be disqualified this lap, or eliminated, sorry, should be the right word. So, but unfortunately he's took Eric with him as well a little bit there, and he's 2 seconds back. So I think the next few drivers are pretty much all lined up. Oh, we've got
spinners again at carousel. Looked like it might have just been a single car this time. Everyone else manages to get by cleanly. He gets speared straight to the outside of a track.
Chad then. So Chad, after opting to stay out and knew that he was good on the full fuel, just got a little bit loose and he joins the back of the pack. Fortunately, he's still within drafting range, so he's got half a chance.
And he's still got a few laps to close up, because he's still got those few cars behind who are just dropping off the back slightly. Oh, we got a car in the wall at the final corner as well on his roof. That is, let's see if we can pick him out. That is going to be Matt Pawlowski, who was getting involved with the cars on that previous lap. So he is now out of the race at the final corner.
Unfortunate for Matt there. Again, another car that means that Bart Hoogmoed should survive elimination for another lap.
The two friction racing cars now need to get their head down at the front of the pack, Alex, and work very, very closely together, which no doubt, they're the perfect two cars to be doing it. They've got a little bit of a gap to third and fourth position. They need to get their, a couple of qualifying laps in now and be absolutely on it. And if they get some green flag racing, then they've got a bit of time to have a breather for the rest of the race, maybe.
Yeah, they, like you say, they need to work together here, take it in turns for one to draft past the other, and so on and so forth at each one of these straights. But I don't seem to be doing that at the moment. Side by side action more
through
than
the
anything.
carousel. Yeah, side by side through the carousel definitely wasn't the fastest way to work together there through that, and even through that corner that has allowed Jablonski to close massively. So that hasn't worked at all. Big opportunity missed, I think, for the two friction racing drivers.
Again, just having a little bit look further back. Everybody just...
Well, sorry, Alex. Tom Ward was on the grass there, going over the start-finish line, tucked up behind Matt Hannagan. So, bit of a miscommunication perhaps between two of them there, but Matt Hannagan's taken over the lead for now, but Tom Ward has got a run coming through the S's. They're going to...
Oh, with 3 wide further back, I think, as well, coming out of turn 1. Filtered back down to single file almost. So, yeah, I'm not sure what was going on there.
And so Bart Hoogmoed's luck finally ran out. He has now been disqualified, so Bart Hoogmoed out the session. We've got Chris Simpson in pit lane, so he is going to be the next car out in the following lap to be disqualified, I think. And then we've got Chad Dent and Eric Mackay, who had just dropped off the back of the pack a little bit, and they are going to be squabbling away to survive at least for one more lap and be praying for another caution. I see Chad Dent trying to go around the outside now of Eric is ahead to the carousel. Chad Dent has got that outside line, tries to carry the momentum through the corner. As I see a car disappear in front of him who was in the wall from the carousel, and Chad Dent didn't quite manage to make that move stick, so Eric is still ahead, and Chad Dent looking to come back to him as they come up to penultimate corner. He's side by side, but he's gone on the outside line. Eric's been covering that inside line off well. Chad Dent carries the speed through that corner, just about hangs on to the edge of it. He may have that move done. He's got the inside line now into the final corner. Eric needs to be much quicker around the outside like Chad was, and he was. So they both completed a move around the outside of each other, and so I'm thinking that we're going to see Chad Dent eliminated from this lap unless he is very lucky and a car that was in the wall at that lap got that elimination instead. We'll see how that turns out. Chad Dent has dropped off a little bit from Eric, and Chad Dent has now indeed been disqualified. So, good little battle from the two of them, swapping positions. But Eric survives for one more lap, but that will only be it because he's too far off the back.
It looks like the friction racing guys have been separated now. Tom Ward just pulling away a little bit, and we've got a couple of cars in between him and Matt Hannagan. So I'm not sure what happened to Matt. Matt certainly dropped back a little bit. This pack actually still some 16 cars strong, and then we've got a little gap from Fahim and Antoinades and Bill Fraser there as well, so 1.1 seconds separating those. So Bill just in the draft range, but he's absolutely going to have to wheel it now if he's going to catch back up to Fahim, because these laps are going to tick down pretty quick now, and it won't take long before these guys are eliminated as well.
So Eric Mackay is going to be the next car eliminated, and so now that's going to leave us with less than 20 runners. We're going to remaining. This next lap looks like it's going to be a bit tasty. So we've got Bill Fraser currently in 19th, we've got Antoine Drouin in 18th, and Mike McCormick in 17th. They are 3 wide, Alex, heading into turn 1. One of those are likely to be eliminated at the end of this lap. Just about for the moment, Mike McCormick manages to hold on in front, and it's Antoine Drouin still, and Bill Fraser's just dropping off the back, but he's going to get the draft now as they head down that main straight.
As we keep an eye on this through the S's, Antoine definitely has a good run here, so might be able to pick up a place. Bill Fraser just a little bit far back. This draft is going to help him immensely, and I dare say he's going to be right on their tails going into the carousel.
Yeah, Anton looks like he's got the legs on the straight, but is Mike McCormick going to come back at him on the inside of the carousel? Isn't quite able to, so Anton covers off that position. As you said, Alex, Bill Fraser is right back on Mike now, so if he gets a good run out this corner, he may give himself one more lap of reprieve as they head down towards the penultimate corner. Bill Fraser looking to go up the outside now of Mike McCormick. Okay, switches back to the inside, so Bill Fraser going to make a light dive into that corner, make sure he's not the car that's eliminated. Mike McCormick managed to hang on to that outside line, and Bill Fraser made a good effort there, but it's not going to quite be enough. Oh, but instant ahead, he may just get away with it for one more lap. So Bill Fraser, yeah, I think he's going to survive, because we have got car that's just disappeared from screen that was in the wall.
Yeah, Bill saved by an incident there, very, very last minute. These pack of cars have all caught up as well with everybody else here now.
And so it looks like that was Martin Peck who was the car that was disqualified, I think, after being in the wall. Oh, big accident through the S's, Alex, up ahead. So that was like top 10, 4 cars. Oh, and it's collecting all of those cars at the back. Unlucky there. That's a good half dozen cars out, and a caution flag has been thrown. So I'm seeing Joey Miller, I'm seeing Fahim Antoinades, Hicham Kadiri, Matt Koerner, and Christopher Crome all involved in that big accident through the S's.
Bill Fraser survived. He thought his number was cooked just a moment ago going into that final corner, but one little spinner, and look where he is now. He's about 6 or 7 places further up the pack. I have to say, they're still doing racing speed here. I'm sure they've no, they haven't learned from earlier on, as they nearly collide into each other there. Terry Cotavera down in 9th place now. Obviously he was up in the lead at one point, so dropped back down. Duncan Coppedge, look where Duncan started at the start of this race. I'm sure Duncan, I know it was Dominic Brennan, wasn't it? Sorry. But Dominic himself is, well, dropping fast. What's happened to Dominic? Oh, is he one of the cars that got involved in that? Guessing he was.
And look where Sebastian Job is, Alex. So Sebastian Job had a couple of laps where he easily could have got eliminated earlier on in the race. He is in P4. So again, we'll see how it works out with fuelings earlier on. We think he'll probably be okay with his couple of trips into pit lane earlier on. But yeah, he's done very, very well to escape the carnage and be right in the heart of the top 5.
This goes to show that you just need to carry on fighting for the absolute very last minute.
So I'm seeing a few cars sat in pit lane desperately trying to prepare themselves and see carry on for a couple more laps. I'm thinking that a couple of these cars are going to be disappointed and not going to get repaired sufficiently, but we shall see. I'm seeing Matt Koerner, I'm seeing Joey Miller as well, both of the front of their cars missing. That was a better little string of laps that time, actually, wasn't it? So how many laps did we manage to do under green that time by? We managed to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 laps that time. So that was, I dare say, our longest run of green flag racing. And as you said, Alex, it did tick away quick. We did get a good few cars disappear quite quickly. Petri Cotavara, who we saw at the very front of the grid earlier on, has left the session. Looks like his connection maybe dropped, so that's unfortunate for him. He was looking pretty strong. Yeah, we're down to 18 or 19 runners now, I think.
Yeah, I did see him start to drop, and I did wonder what the issue was, but yeah, it just looks like a connection issue there. And is that Tom Ward?
Yeah, Tom Ward needs to stop fuel. And teammate as well, Friction Racing as well, that's presumably going to be Matt Hannagan. Yeah, Matt Hannagan in pit lane, and then behind him is Fahim Antoinades. So all 3 of those cars are going to be in danger zone for when we get back to green flag racing again. They are going to need to get cleanly through the field if they want to survive for much longer.
Yeah, I'm sure they're kicking themselves now for staying out. It seemed like a good idea maybe at the time to have track position, but they're certainly paying for it now. And
I think the Friction guys have got to be kicking themselves as well for not making the most of that opportunity to break away earlier on. Although safety car came out, so okay, it would have closed them back up. It would have kept them both well and truly out of trouble, and they would really need to try and work together a bit better if they want to make that work as they work their way through the field. It really feels like we've got a lot less cars on track now. Alex, feels empty in comparison to the rest of the race. I think we're still waiting for a couple of cars to find their way out of pit lane if they get repairs done. I'm seeing Hicham Kadiri now coming out of pit lane with what looks like a brand new car after his tow back to the pits. That field is filling out well now.
Yeah, pace car lights are off, so that's going to be ducking in at the end of this lap, so we'll have to see how that pans out. New restart. Who have we got up the front? So we've got Gillum there as well, and then Duncan Coppage, Sebastian Job, Thomas Torp, Barrett Brummett as well. He's been up there pretty much all race actually, so keep an eye out for him.
And Michele Mancusi's continued his steady run up the field, so he's into 6th position now, having started from the very back of the grid. I'm seeing those 2 friction racing cars slotted in 12th and 10th. Well, in fact, it's going to. The numbers aren't quite right. We'll check the numbers once they come over pit start-finish line again and confirm. But are we going to see safety car in this lap? I think we are. So safety car is going to make his light dive into pit lane. He does, and so now Gwilym then takes over the lead of the race. Green flag.
Couple of battles going on just into turn 1. I think that's Michele, is it? Having a little look. He's got himself already by turn 1, so could just make a move with 3 wide, a bit further back as well.
Yeah, and Tom Ward is in amongst there as well, so those 2 friction cars are in the heart of that little battle.
Got a couple of cars still on track, but a lap down as far as I can see. That's Joey Miller, so he's going to get disconnected, eliminated. And then Hicham as well, 1 lap down, so unfortunately there's nothing he's going to be able to do, so no drive by way through for them, which would be unfortunate. Sebastian Job up in the lead now.
Oh, we got the mid-pack really bunching together again in the carousel, as we've seen lap after lap. Again, I'm seeing Tom Ward and Matt Hannagan in the heart of that. And are they all going to get through cleanly? Entry looks good, exit looks clean for everybody as well. So that's got to be pretty heart-stopping in the mid-pack going through the carousel after a lap.
It's not an easy corner on your own. 2 wide, it's quite a challenge, but 3 wide, yeah, it's even more. Tom Ward just puts a little move on Barrett there as well.
Matt Hannagan gets sideways out of penultimate corner and collects the car behind, who I think was Joshua Jablonski or Bill Fraser, one of those 2. Look like they might all have got away without suffering severe damage, but they're all at the danger zone at the back of that little group now.
It looks like the guys that were a lap down have been eliminated, so now we have Bill Fraser once again on the bubble. Needs to get the job done, and there's 2 cars spinning in front of him.
Matt Hannagan and Joshua Jablonski again. So we saw Matt Hannagan and I think Joshua get together at the end of that last lap, and they managed it again at turn 1. So seeing Bill Fraser go very slowly now as well. Bill Fraser coming to a stop. He was disqualified, so yeah, so he was the last runner then that got taken out at the end of that lap. Matt Hannagan, I think, is going to have to be the next car. He's not got a chance of catching the draft of the cars ahead, unless scrolling back up to the mid-pack we see some real squabbling again. The leaders are 3 wide.
Yeah, it's very. It's tricky to know where to look. Obviously, there's a battle up front going on, but of course, the battle for the final spot and who's going to get eliminated probably more so important in this race. So, those leaders can just go about their business. But
sorry, Alex. So yeah, so in these last cuts, we've very quickly lost these runners now. So Matt Hannagan is in 14th position, I think. So he's about to get dropped, and very quickly we're going to be down to these just this front pack of cars, just these last 10 runners and just a couple more laps.
Yeah, Matt's got to within 6/10 of Joshua here. Is he going to get him? Oh, well, he just runs into the back of him there. I have to say, that's not good.
I think that was a bit of disagreement between the 2 after their 2 contacts on that previous lap, so I dare say we'll see both of those cars taken out of the session, get eliminated. Sebastian Job, Alex, has taken over the lead of the race for the moment.
Yeah, it's not good to see. I don't like to see that on a broadcast as well, and I'm sorry, Matt, you should know better than that.
So Sebastian Job defending down the main straight from Gwilym Surrett as they head towards the carousel, and decides actually to sit in his slipstream for now. And is that Tom Ward back at the front? It is. That's Tom Ward is right back with the leaders, Alex, after coming out 12th, 13th position after his pit stops. Yeah,
great driving from Tom, just flying through that pack and up into second place.
Yeah. So Joshua Jablonski and Matt Hannagan have indeed now been eliminated. So that is going to take us back then to the main pack. The main pack now is the cars getting eliminated. So we've got Christopher Crome, who is desperate to make a move on Barrett Brummett, who is at the back of that pack. And we've got a spinner ahead. So they are going to survive for one more lap, I think. So unlucky for Anton there, pushing hard as we got contact again just in that same pack. So that was Christopher Crome and Barrett again, I think. They were interlocking wheels, so it's going to be them two squabbling away for this elimination position again. We'll see if Barrett's able to take the inside line into turn 1. He does, and Christopher Crome needs to drive coming out the corner to hold on.
Tom Ward put the fastest lap of the race in that time by as well, which just showed how quickly he was going. So just 0.3 of a second behind Seb now. Yeah, these guys, this is Christopher Crome and Barrett here, definitely lost this pack, so one of these two are going to be eliminated this lap. Anton's still out there, but I'm sure he'll get his marching orders very soon.
He has just been disqualified as we speak, so Anton, that is confirmed, he was eliminated. Barrett and Christopher Crome are still side by side now as they head to the carousel, and Christopher Crome's got the inside coming through the carousel, but Barrett is going to try and come back at him, so he cuts back across. He needs a good exit. He didn't really get the run through the corner, but he's still got 2 more corners to make that last dive. Looks like he may be struggling with a bit of rear wing damage, maybe.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to have any kind of reply here. Just looks a little bit too far back.
Yeah, so it looks like Christopher Crome is going to survive for one more lap, and he's going to be crossing his fingers at those cars ahead. So that's going to be for Hicham Kadiri, Mike McCormick and Matt Koerner. He's going to hope they squabble like anything this last lap to give him a chance to claw his way back into their draft and have a chance of surviving a little bit later. These 4-5 cars are getting...
Christopher Crome loses it, so he's going to be eliminated regardless.
Cool, so yeah, so that's Barrett out then, and that will be Christopher Crome out in another lap. Yeah, these last 3 cars at the back have been dropped by the lead cars now. So we are down, Alex, to what, 10 runners now? I'm seeing, 9 runners, sorry. So yeah, these last 3 cars are side by side, 3 wide as they head towards the carousel again. Anton Adez looks like he's got the outside line coming through. Mike McCormick's got the inside, and Matt Koerner is sitting at the back and looking to see if he can capitalise as he comes out of the exit. So Anton Adez just suffers a little bit. He's going to drop back just a little bit for now, and yeah, we've got the lead half dozen cars who may be all just jostling for position at the moment and waiting to see how this is going to pan out in a couple more laps, and then I think we're going to see sparks fly again.
None of these 3 are going to get disconnected or eliminated, sorry, at this point.
Ooh, spinner. So that is Matt Koerner into the inside wall on the final lap, so that's unfortunate for Matt. And it looks like Mike McCormick's lost touch with Hicham Kadiri, so it will be Mike McCormick the following lap after this, we expect. And then Anton Adez has a big sideways moment through turn 1. So it's just a matter of waiting a couple laps now for it to be down to these last 6 cars.
Yeah, I think we can leave that pack, those few guys alone now, and just focus our attention towards the front. Be it that these guys have got a couple of laps before they start getting eliminated.
So, just to confirm who's in this pack, we've got Sarut, we've got Duncan Coppage, we've got Tom Ward, we've got Sebastian Job, we have got Michele Mancusi, all squabbling away as they head into the carousel. Sebastian Job is currently at the front of that pack, then Tom Ward, and then good job on Duncan Coppage mixing it with these, who we know very quick guys through various cars. So Sebastian Job doesn't feel the need to defend as they come to the penultimate corner. I'm seeing a move, or attempted on Duncan Coppage there, so it's Gwilym looking to have a nose on Duncan Coppage, but he's lost out. He's having to defend now for Michele Mancusi as they come around the final corner. Mancusi goes straight around the outside, might get the drive off the corner as well, I think. So yeah, Mancusi, good move there done. He's still side by side, but I think he's going to have it covered as they head to turn 1. The top 3, Alex, are breaking away.
Yeah, that's pretty important for those three. I have to say, if Mancusi gets a good line, which he did, he's going to have to take a little bit of off track, I think, to keep the momentum going. But he should just about get the draft. Yeah, he will do from here, as will the guys behind him as well. So I wouldn't be surprised actually if this pack doesn't all close back up again.
So Sebastian Job leads them again towards the carousel. Tom Ward comes out of his slipstream quite early. He's got the outside line, heading towards the carousel, and Duncan Coppage is right underneath Tom Ward's rear wing as they head into the carousel.
Actually, Mancusi is losing time down the straight, so he didn't get the draft at all. So we do have a separation now, top 3 pack. So
Tom Ward sideways through the carousel, sorry.
So let's focus our attention now on the 3 cars behind. That's the important one right now. I guess we're expecting Mike McCormick to get eliminated this time by as well, and then it'll be Fahim, and we're just down to the 6 runners then.
Looks like Mancusi's missing his front wing, I think, so he is going to be struggling a little bit for pace. Maybe that explains why he didn't have a top speed on that main straight last lap by.
Gets up the inside though, moves himself back into 4th place. So I think these guys know now they're fighting for 4th. There's nothing they can do to get back up to the front guys. They're just absolutely leaping away. 2 seconds in front now. That's 2 seconds, just 1 lap they pulled.
So yeah, Mike McCormick has been eliminated as expected. So we've got Fahim Antoinades, who has got 1 more lap to go, and then his next 3 cars are all trying to occupy the same piece of tarmac as they come through the S's. So Mancusi leading that little group for the moment, but again he's going to struggle for top speed. So they're 3 wide. As are the leaders ahead, I see in front of them. Mancusi's got the inside, William is in the middle, and then Thomas Torp's trying to find himself a little bit of space to get around to both of them. So it looks like we've got Gwilym, who did take over that slot, having come through the carousel. Mancusi looks pretty quick in the corners, so he's going to try and come back at him now down the second half of the lap, with Thomas Torp still well and truly in his gearbox. Oh, interlocking wheels it looked like between Mancusi and Gwilym there, but Gwilym's got the inside line. Mancusi tries to drive straight around the outside. Oh, both getting sideways. Gwilym into the wall. Mancusi just about keeps it together, but it gets rear-ended by Thomas Torp, so not really anywhere to go for Thomas, unfortunately, with Mancusi going much slower. I couldn't quite see if it was contact that started it off,
man,
or just individual errors, but caution has been thrown. So that gives everyone a chance just to repair their cars and group back up together, and we're going to have, I dare say, our last run of Green Flag Racing to get the winner of this very first Draft Fest Eliminator 2014.
Yeah, I was surprised that he threw the caution there. I had to say, I know the pack was a little bit separated, but when the pack's just down to this few cars, I thought Philip might have just let it run out, because the front 3 were still very, very close. So, well, as it stands, I think we're going to have 7 cars fighting for it there.
And that's allowed Antoinez right back into this battle, of course, as well, after it looked like he was going to be getting eliminated any moment. So he was very lucky to survive that very last lap there.
Yeah, for he managed to get past the spinner as well there, so he wouldn't. He would have just about held on for another 1 lap. So, as it is now, Mancusi pitted as well, so he's going to get himself a fresh car. So he should be pretty quick for the for this. It
seems like. Sorry, Alex, didn't mean to quite interrupt you so early there. Yeah, it feels like, I wonder if they've got unlimited repairs, unlimited fast tows for damage, which, to be honest, for the way this event has seemed to have gone, probably is pretty sensible, because we have seen cars, such as Sebastian, involved in multiple incidents early on, and it's still given them a chance through the safety car periods to get back on it again.
Yeah, I agree, definitely.
So, lights are still flashing on the safety car, so they've definitely got at least 1 more lap, or it will only be 1 more lap, we suspect. If there's a panic for any of those guys and they think somehow they've going to be struggling for fuel, at least they've got a last chance to dive in and dive back out and catch them back up again. But we've got Mancusi that has caught the back of the pack, and they're all together. Anyone diving into pit lane? Oh, there you go, I did call it. So is that Surut Gwilym, is it? That's gone into pit lane? Yep. So yeah, I did wonder if somebody might be worrying a bit, and in fact no, Gwilym's got damage, sorry, so it's a damage repair for Gwilym that he is coming in for. So he no doubt should be able to catch up with the field. He should get an instant fast tow or an instant repair, and he should be back out and joining again. And he has pulled away now from his pit stall, so he will easily catch up with the pack again by the time they get back round to the start-finish line. So let's clarify exactly who we've got then. So we've currently got Tom Ward in P1, who we've seen at the front of the field for the majority of the race, and they just had that one pit stop out of sequence which put him back into mid-pack. We've got Duncan Coppedge, who has done a great job to be in P2 up with his lead guys. He may feel that this could be a great opportunity to put his nose in and around these drivers who we see at the very top of the standings race after race. We've got Sebastian Job then in third, with Thomas Torp then in fourth. For him, Antoine Adez in fifth, with Michele Mancusi in sixth, and Guillaume Serrat has indeed caught back up with the pack in seventh position. So race control has confirmed that no matter what happens now, no matter what incidents they have, there will be no more cautions. So as I said, green flag racing all the way to the end now, until we get those very last two runners on the very final lap, and it'll be that final lap shootout. Hopefully, we don't. Would like not to see any more incidents now. As entertaining as it's been for the rest of the race, maybe with some slightly silly ones, it'll be good just to see these guys fighting hard and drafting each other right to the very end.
Right, one more restart then for the 2014 Skip Barber Eliminator here at Watkins Glen Draft Fest. This is going to be quite an exciting last few laps, I have to say, Lee. I think no quarter is going to be give.
Which position would you want to be in this pack, Alex?
Well, I think you still want track position, but I really don't think it matters if you're one of the first three cars, because 3 wide seems to be the norm going into the carousel at the moment.
So, safety car peels into pit lane. Tom Wall gets a good run off that final corner. He's broken away a little bit from the group. So it looked like Duncan Coppedge was caught a little bit asleep there. So Sebastian Job is right underneath his rear wing. He's not going to get by into turn one, it doesn't look like, but he wants to get past Duncan as soon as possible and not allow Tom Ward to break that toe, which would be a big surprise for the end of the lap here. Gwilym has dropped off a little bit of the back of the pack, but still got to be within touching distance of Mancusi. So it's going to be between those two for the moment for this next lap.
Yeah, let's just keep an eye on those two. I have to say, Gwilym's struggling. Not good at all, like you say, just got himself some damage earlier on. Obviously, I thought we got a full repair, but he's dropping off, so he's definitely going to be out
wide
this time.
So the leaders are 3 wide into the carousel, as you said, is the case lap after lap. So Tom Ward on the inside, Sebastian Job trying to hang around the outside of the carousel. I think he'll get the drive off the corner, so Sebastian Job just about hangs on to the lead. Tom Ward then in second, and Duncan Coppedge has been relegated into third position for now. Everyone apart from Gwilym are right on top of each other, Alex, as they come into the final corners. For him, Antoine Adez looks to go up the inside of Thomas Torp, so Thomas Torp's pushed wide on that penultimate corner. Michele Mancusi looks to make it 3 wide into the final corner, but thinks better of it quite sensibly, I think. Thomas Torp almost drifts out in towards Mancusi. Gwilym is going to get eliminated this lap. For him, Antoine Adez then losing the draft of Mancusi and Torp. Mancusi makes Torp's position as well. For him, Antoine Adez very late on the brakes, so Thomas Torp very early. Thomas Torp gets pushed to the outside. He's going to have nowhere to go. He has to take to the grass. Still side by side with Antoine Adez, and this is going to be a very entertaining half lap now.
Yeah, anything go with these 3 cars. They've definitely lost the guys ahead, so nothing really going for them as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, ignore the car in the background on your screen. He has already been disqualified. So Mancusi, Torp, and for him, Antoine Adez all side by side as they head towards the carousel. Mancusi on the outside, in the middle. Sorry, Torp on the inside. Antoine Adez on the outside. They all look pretty even going in. Mancusi comes out of the corner with his nose ahead. I think Thomas Torp is going to be struggling. For him, Antoine Adez takes a little bit of grass on the exit. Thomas Torp's got the opportunity to cut back to the inside now for this penultimate corner. So here comes Torp. Is he going to switch back on Antoine Adez? He doesn't have any space to. Mancusi moves up on Antoine Adez. Torp might be able to cut back inside, but runs out of road. He's on the grass. I think Torp is going to get eliminated for this lap, and he does indeed. So Thomas Torp is the next car to be eliminated. Unlucky for him. Michele Mancusi and Hicham Kadiri now next two to be squabbling.
Yeah, Thomas looked like he got a bit of a run there, but had to check up in the middle of the apex, and ultimately it stopped his progress. But now it's all about Hicham and Michele Mancusi.
Yeah,
those guys are just losing the pack, and there's nothing they can do. It's
so
going to be a battle for fourth, really, between those guys.
Yeah, so Mancusi tries to come up alongside already as they're going through the S's. He doesn't wait for the front straight. Yeah, Hicham Kadiri is going to have to tuck back in and try and get that draft back again to get the run back towards the carousel. Mancusi on the inside, Hicham on the outside. So Kadiri tries to go to the inside of the carousel, just about gets his nose up alongside, but Mancusi doesn't give him an inch. Hicham did come from a little way back, to be fair, and had to bail out of it by the middle of the corner. So I think that's going to be that little battle done. Hicham is just a couple of car lengths back. He's going to struggle to get that dive on Mancusi as they come through his final corners. He tries hard though. It was a very, very quick entry and had to back out of it. So that's that battle done. I think we can focus now on the front three. So Hicham Kadiri is going to be out this lap. We should expect Mancusi to be out the following lap. So at the front we have got Tom Ward in first position. We've got Sebastian Job then in second, and we've got Duncan Coppage still hanging right with him there in that third position. Great job again by Duncan. I really think he could be your outside bet, I think, for the race win, but we can expect it to be between Tom Ward and Sebastian Job for these final laps.
Mancusi trying everything in the background just to gain a little bit of time on these guys, but he knows that he's not going to get the draft. There's nothing he can do. He's just going to have to sit this lap there and know that he's got fourth place, which I have to say is not bad going considering how many cars started this race.
So Tom Ward hugging the inside line as they come towards the carousel. Sebastian Job tries to go to the outside, but actually I wouldn't be surprised if he had a bit of a lift and just sat back. He didn't want to take that first position. So now we're going to have a little bit of cat and mouse just in this last lap between those front two cars maybe. Duncan Coppage needs to be thinking about what he's going to do and how he's going to get past. This is the next lap that he needs to be making, really getting himself involved if he wants to do better than that third position, which would still be absolutely a great result.
Yeah, absolutely. No, cannot lift, can't give anything. He's going to have to go for absolutely every move. Seb perhaps not quite as good there as he needs to be, and Mancusi loses it in the background, so just confirms that he will get eliminated this lap by.
So here we are then, the final three cars of this Eliminator round. Tom Ward's got a couple of car lengths over Sebastian Job. Duncan Coppage is closest to Sebastian than Sebastian is to Tom Ward. So here they come into turn one. You can really gain a lot of time through turn one by getting that line just right. Looked like Tom Ward maybe didn't quite take the amount of inside curb that the other two did, and they've both closed just a little bit coming out of that corner. So Tom Ward's got nobody to draft from. Sebastian Job is going to close massively. Duncan Coppage is going to have overspeed with having both of their drafts, and we could well see these cars three wide as they get to the carousel. They've closed right up already. Here comes Sebastian Job to the outside. Duncan Coppage is right in there, so Duncan Coppage tries to cut into the middle, so they are three wide into the carousel. Tom Ward's lost out, in fact, so Tom Ward's been relegated. Duncan Coppage has got his nose in front. He's got the inside line. How quick an apex is he going to be able to take from that inside position? Sebastian Job gets a little bit sideways. Tom Ward comes back to the inside. Let's have a good clean last lap, guys, come on. Duncan Coppage still just about got his nose, but Sebastian Job's got the high ground for the next corner. Tom Ward's trying to slot in the middle. They're going to be three wide for this next corner almost. Sebastian Job covers off Tom Ward. Tom Ward takes that second position. Can Duncan Coppage get the line through that corner? He took a much better entry in, cuts back to the outside, and I think Duncan's going to be struggling here to make that move on Tom Ward. Okay, great effort from Duncan, but it wasn't quite enough. What a good little lap there. So as expected, Sebastian Job and Tom Ward. Tom Ward is in the position you want to be in. He can sit there now waiting for the main straight, and it's all going to be between how Sebastian can defend from Tom as they get to the carousel, Alex.
Yeah, not the best of exits there for Seb in turn one as well. Just running a little bit wide and didn't quite get a smooth exit. So it's going to be pretty easy for Tom to get by. It's whether or not he decides to go by on this straight or the next. Looks like he's going now.
Yeah, so Sebastian Job has the inside, Tom Ward has the outside. Tom Ward's driven straight by, in fact, so Sebastian needs to tuck back into his draft. Tom Ward takes the defensive line. Sebastian Job ends up back on the outside. Sebastian's just a car length behind, so he needs to just get the optimal line through this corner and give himself a chance through the penultimate corner. Tom Ward is going to need to stay left on the outside of his corner, not to allow Sebastian to get the inside line for the next corner. He does just that, so Sebastian has to switch to what's going to be the outside for the penultimate corner. Here we are, very last 2 corners of the race. Sebastian Job and Tom Ward absolutely side by side. Tom Ward on the inside. Sebastian tries to carry the speed through the corner. He's going to run out of road, Alex. A little bit of grass, but he keeps it together. Now Sebastian's got the inside for the final corner. They're side by side. Tom Ward's got his nose ahead, but Sebastian's got the apex speed. They're still side by side coming over the start-finish line. How far down the road is the start-finish line? Contact between 2. Tom Ward takes the win. Sebastian Job in second. Great race, guys. Very good fun on those last laps. Yeah, right to the very final corner.
Yeah, brilliant race there from both of them. Great fight, and I wasn't sure who was going to get that. I think in the end, Tom come out of the last corner just a little bit in front, and it wasn't enough side draft there for Seb to get by. What a great race!
Yes, that race maybe took a little bit of time to get going with the various incidents and taken a long time to thin everybody out. The first half of the grid out maybe, but then it very quickly went by after that. And yeah, lap after lap, we had those very exciting battles to watch. And so we can just recover for a moment.
Yeah, let's just take a look at the final standings, as it shows that everybody, everybody's a DNF really. A couple of guys shown as 2 laps down, I guess, that just pulled over without getting disqualified first. But yeah, so Tom Ward takes the victory here then in the first draft fest. What a great result. Sebastian Job second, Duncan Coppage, Michele Mancusi, Fahim Twenders, Thomas Torp, and I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher that, so I won't do it anymore. Mike McCormick, Matt Koerner, and Christopher Crome, top 10. What a huge field we had as well for this one. So I thought this was we're going to run out of time actually, Lee, but in the end we've got 25 minutes left of the server.
Yeah, so it did really fall away very quickly at the end. It's good that we got some clean running in at the end of the session there. So yeah, congratulations again to all the participants, but yeah, especially the podium. So Tom Ward, Sebastian Job putting on a great show in that last lap there. But again, I really feel that Duncan Coppage maybe punched slightly above his weight for what we've seen from the drivers around him in the previous season. So I'm sure he will be absolutely delighted to be up there and having a shout of the race win in those last couple of laps. I think we're probably going to drag Philippe up and have a quick chat with our organizer and see what he thought of his very first special event of this draft Eliminator. Philippe, it took a while to get going. We're saying maybe. But yeah, great fun at the end there.
Yeah, it wasn't the start. Well, the first half of the race wasn't really what I expected. There were a lot of crashes. People were not driving very clean, so we have to work on that if we want to do it again. But the second half was pretty good. I think it was, it was never been done before, so I didn't know what to expect. But yeah, the end was very exciting.
Yeah, no, it was definitely very exciting at the end, as you said. Good to see a mix of Skip Barber 2K Cup regulars in there, as well as some new names as well. How was it from the admin side of things, Philippe? The plans that you had in place all turned out sort of as expected?
Well, it wasn't easy. I thought I expected it to be easier because with 40 cars on track and all those accidents, it was complicated to keep track of everything. And I didn't know how to wave by someone. I did that with Sebastian and another guy, I don't know. So it was a learning experience for me. So the next time it probably will be smoother.
And so we were saying in commentary, Philippe, that we've not really recall coming across a session with rules along those sort of lines, and I think it was an experiment, definitely well deserved. And from the reaction of everyone in the race chat, it seems that everyone is very appreciative for your efforts, and they all had good fun and very much looking forward to something similar, maybe at the next season.
Yes, I think we might try it again in week 13 after next season. It's maybe a regular event that we can do.
Well, we look forward to spectating on that and perhaps getting involved if we can. So yeah, congratulations again Philippe, for your first few seasons running the Skip Barber 2K Cup, and we've enjoyed being here commentating on it. So good luck with season 4, and yeah, we look forward to seeing how everyone gets on there as well.
Yeah, and I heard that you, Alex, will be joining the commentary team.
There's possibility I might turn up for the odd race here and there, just to help those guys out, just to show my face.
All right, that's good to hear. Well, Lee, thank you for the great commentary during the last 2 seasons. I really enjoyed it. I think everyone did, so thank you.
Cool. You are very welcome. It's always easier to commentate on entertaining races, which they normally have been. Right, so I think that's going to be wrapping up our broadcast then for tonight, everybody. So thank you very much to those watching, and if you've enjoyed this experiment, then leave your feedback on the threads that Philippe knows of everyone's appreciation, or any other suggestions that you may have of little tweaks to rules and general comments. I'm sure he would be interested in as well. It was a good season of racing for us to watch, Alex.
Yeah, brilliant season actually. Yeah, it's a shame we can't cover it for next season, and I dare say, if we get the opportunity to do it again, and schedules work and things like that, hopefully we'll hook back up with Philippe and do that again, because I thoroughly enjoyed broadcasting every single race actually.
Good. Well, congratulations to again all the participants for the season and for this race, and we look forward to seeing everybody in our next scheduled broadcast. Keep an eye on YouTube, Twitter and Facebook, so Apex Racing TV, for any upcoming events, and also our team channel Apex Racing UK as well, where you may see weekly streams happening of Alex races in particular, currently running in the Rose series. So thank you, Alex. We shall see everybody again at some point.
Yep, thanks everybody, and yeah, sorry we've got no exit intro or anything this week because of the few technical glitches we have, and I was very, very late for my league race. So yeah, it's been fun. Thank you, Lee, as well, for jumping in and doing all these, and Conrad as well, who stepped in to do a few of them, and shame he had his technical issues. But yeah, it's been fun. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you again in the future.